In this episode, I'm going to show you how I take this beat up boat from the woods. I literally drag this thing out of the woods. I was inspired by a pretty cool picture I saw online of the original jet ski. Less than 500 bucks, I transformed this boat, or one man's junk, into another man's treasure. There's way too many boats out there that are just scrap junk, but if you just take a little bit of creativity and a little bit of elbow grease, you can easily transform it into a pretty cool little ride. So what I want to do is do a quick look and kind of go over the components, how it was built. I'm going to run through it real quick. So it started life as a Carolina Skiff J12. If you're not familiar with the Carolina Skiffs, which I don't know what rock you're living under, but this is like a fiberglass John boat. They don't have the best finish on the planet. They're known as just being a functional, good work boat, something really simple, flat bottom, and just simplicity. The transom actually built out of a really high density, it's kind of like a I guess the Vinicel comparable product. It basically was something that I found dumpster diving from a place that does molds, but basically they use these 4x10 sheets. Well, at the ends of all these big pieces, you've got a lot of really usable sections that are 2-inch thickness. So that's actually what that's from. Again, that was a freebie, just repurposing and then, you know, wrapping it in 1708 glass and vinyl ester resin. So one of the things that I had to do was, because of flotation, when I put a heavier motor on this, I was definitely needed some flotation in back. Created a little mold, I have photographs of it. But basically extended the whole lines. I just laid some melamine, or I think melamine boards I cut, and basically created a mold. Laid these up. And what these calculated to be was 150 pounds worth of flotation was added to the back by just volume here. Right here we end up with about 2 cubic feet of flotation. Originally, when I built this, I used a little manual jack plate that I have from On the Fly jack plates. Love that jack plate. But what I found out really quick was that for this style hull and this style build, where it's basically an extended hull, my flotation chambers, they work as like a mega trim tab. This style boat, they don't get on plane like a normal boat where the bow rises, the stern drops, and then they go. The way these work is they just go forward. So I really had no use for the manual jack plate on this build. So I found out and dialed in what the exact height was that I wanted, and basically went to my local machine shop. Just had them cut some aluminum. This is just C-channel. I cut it the offset that I wanted, and then just gave them the angles. Pretty simple. Paid 40 bucks to have these made. The console, this is actually an upside down, backwards pontoon boat console. It was used, it was a freebie, had some holes cut in it. I basically just laid the console on some big flat, real simple melamine, waxed it, laid the console on it, and then laid glass from the inside of the console. So I basically used it as a mold to fill my holes. They came out pretty good. This grab bar. This is just your typical center console, windshield frame, grab bar. It came a little bit wider. I cut it, basically had it sleeved or put a solid stock of aluminum in it and welded. and then I ground down the weld to be smooth. I just haven't done paint. I put black duct tape because it works. So at 50 bucks on this, and it cost 20 bucks to get it welded. It actually came from the same place, Marine Parts Outlet. They've got a stack of cushions, 15 to 30 bucks per cushion. I paid $20 for this cushion. It's pretty nice. Take that right off. So yeah, 20 bucks for the cushion. Can't beat that deal. What it's mounted on is just a cheap piece of PVC board. Probably 10 bucks for that board, not even. Home Depot. So we'll go $30 on the seat and hatch. This rub rail was original to the boat. You know, cutting it down, I repurposed that. The only other cost on this was materials. So gel coat. Overall, I used 1 gallon of gel coat to do this entire boat. I bought a gallon of white and a little bit of black tint. With that, I was able to do the deck, gel coat the sides, you know, mix up my own little gray, and then fiberglass and resin. So with glass, resin, gel coat, I was in just under 200 bucks total. Brushes, rollers, tape, paper. That was my materials cost for doing this build. Budget wise, what did we say? 100 bucks, 150, and then 200 materials. I mean, we're 350 bucks materials, and then I'll say gas to go get it. I mean, 20 bucks. So I'm under $400 in this build. Time wise, I'm right at 5 days, and that's actually probably being really generous. I know I was under 40 hours time wise building this boat. Again, the purpose was to be functional, to be usable. I wasn't going to sit there and nitpick every little thing and the finish of things and the fitment. And yeah, I tried to be super accurate with what I did, but like at the end of the day, this is just a little skiff to have fun, to enjoy, and just get out on the water for a pretty low budget and something different. Not only does Duncan wake me up in the morning, it wakes up the engine. It's been really fun so far to get people's reactions to it, but not nearly as much fun as it's been just enjoying it, driving it. Chelsea loves this thing. She's pretty much claimed it to be hers. And it is. She uses it more, or she's used it more than anybody. She likes surf. She's a surfer too, so this has that surfboard appeal. It's funny, whenever you can always tell when a surfer drives this thing, they surf it and carve with it. And my buddy Brett, I think I've got some video of him carving in it. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So there you have it, folks. A super cool build on a super cool budget. If there's one advice I can give you, it's that when you're learning this, if you're intimidated by fiberglassing, by paint work, and you're not sure whether you can tackle something like this, I promise you, you can. The best thing to remember is if you screw it up, all you do is grind it and sand it off and do it again. So it's, you know, yeah, you spend a little bit of money on materials, but the reality is you're becoming better at it each time you do it. So get out there and do it. 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 Just do it. There's another slogan. Anyways, you know what that's from? Comment below what movie. Enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.